it caught on in a flash. And the mash, they did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. Where the scene was rocking on, we're digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers are about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They played the mash, they played the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They played the mash, caught on in a flash. They played the mash, they played the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Jack's voice did ring. It seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid, shook his fists and said, whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? It's now the mash, it's now the monster mash, the monster mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's now the mash, it caught on in a flash. It's now the mash, it's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band, and Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you, and do the mash. Now you can monster mash, the monster mash, and do my graveyard smash, the mash. You'll catch on in a flash, and you can mash. Now you can monster mash. All right, folks, let's welcome our Reverend Doctor. He's looking better and better. He's looking younger and younger every single day. Reverend Dr. Patrick and Reverend Dr. Rita. They are our spiritual directors. Happy Halloween. I think we're done. Are we done? I feel like that's good. I don't know though. Let's see.
Running through us as us. And let's just take a moment to just celebrate life, celebrate that there is a breath that is running through me, as every single person in this room. As that little cat that I saw running around, I know that there is a lot of breath running through that little one. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to be right here in this sea of receptivity, of the sea of love, of the sea of openness, of safeness, of everything that is required to live this life to the fullest. Are you with me? Yeah. I know you are. So now let's let it go. Let's just let it go to that law that is within us that always says what? Yes. Yes. And it is saying yes right here and right now. We let it be so, as together we sign on that wonderful dotted line, and so it is. Luis and Kyle, or whoever that is behind the mask.
Is it too early to dance? Is it too early to do the monster mash?
Dancing, guys. Come
I was working in the lab late one night, and my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash, caught on in a flash. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the mash. They did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash. They caught on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking on, we're digging the sounds. Igor on chains back by his baying heart. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They play the mash, they play the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They play the mash. It caught on in a flash. They play the mash. They play the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Jack's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fists and said, whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? It's now the mash. It's now the monster mash. It's monster mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's now the mash. It's caught on in a flash. It's now the mash. It's now the monster mash. Now everything is cool. Drags a part of the band. My monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Morris sent you. And you can mash, and you can monster mash, and do my graveyard smash. Yeah, you can mash, catch on in the flash. Yeah, you can mash, and you can monster mash. I don't know that part. Sing that part, bro. Go ahead. Monster mash.
Yeah.
Yay! For
What did
Kyle.
we just do? We did the monster mash. Okay, wasn't that fun? It's a little hot at the moment here, kids.
Okay, so let's do our vision statement first, and then I want to say something. So, turn on the air conditioning. Yeah. All right, I know. So let's take a moment to remember why we're here.
Yes.
Awakening
In humanity to its magnificence by walking the bridge from duality to unity.
Consciousness. That is why we are here. That is what we practice in the science of mind. But before I go any further, I want to give a really big thanks. Will you stand up? This is, well, you might not recognize her, but this is Carol Watanabe.
She's our resident artiste.
She's a really world-famous artist that decided to gift us with her presence and making this mural for us. And she was working on it all week. And this is what she's working on this week. And
Yay.
we just want to thank you. Do you have something to say? If you do, I have to give you a mic. Hold on. Number one, Jonathan.
All right.
If you have any words you'd like me to put up there, like when the tiger appeared, someone said, oh, there should be the word courage by the tiger. Or, the woman up there in the tree, she's supposedly the goddess that connects heaven and earth. and I don't know what she's supposed to say. So if you have any words you want me to know and put on there, I would love to do that.
Great.
Thank you. That's perfect. Thank
There we
you.
go.
Yeah. All right. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So we have, this is our last week of October. It's going like so fast. So it's
We like to call it Birthday Sunday too, because
yeah,
it's the last one.
it's our birthday Sunday, but we'll do that later. But we do have a month that we've been practicing remembering that we are always at choice. How's that been going?
Good.
It really makes a difference.
It's nice to know we have a choice, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so we have an affirmation to go with that this month. And say it like you're never going to say it again after today. So, in every moment I am free to choose. In every moment I am free to choose. One more time. In every moment I am free to choose.
Yeah, so in our philosophy, in our way of life called the science of mind, that's our chief premise, really. The major thing that we believe is that we're at choice all the time and that we're 100% responsible for our lives. And I've been reading a new book now called Living the Quantum Life, and that is the first precept she has in the book, is the first thing you have to accept is that you're 100% responsible for your life, not everybody else's, but for your life.
Yeah, let's get that one clear.
And the reason is because we can't make any changes in our life if we don't take responsibility for what's there. So that can be harsh to some people, maybe, I don't know, but to me, it gives me power to know that I am creating new in every single solitary moment, no matter what. So I just wanted to share that, because when I read it in the quantum book, I was like, yeah, okay, now science is saying these things, and it's, the mystics have said it over and over. It's the power of our thoughts and our minds and our beliefs and our feelings that create our reality, and it is true. Yeah, so thank you for being here.
Right. And before I look around to see who's here for the very first time, I would like to just make an announcement that we have birthed another member to our center. And that is that little kitty that you might be seeing running around here. And we decided this week that she dropped out of the quantum field. And so we followed that and followed intuition. So she brought a lot of joy last week to a lot of people. And I don't know about you, but I could stand to have as much joy as we can all embrace. So her name is Quanta. She's going to the doctors, and we're going to make sure. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know that
she's litter trained.
Litter trained. It's called the center cat now. So and I love the way you said "our," because "our," you know what that means to me? Cleaning out the litter box. When we say "our," it becomes the community.
And
so there we go.
We haven't seen a mouse since she's been here.
We haven't seen a mouse, and that's why she was brought on. So she didn't even have to take care of them. They just went, "Oh no, Quanta's here." So enough of that. I just want to make sure that you understood if there was something running around like during meditation.
She's very friendly. So
very friendly. Now, I noticed that there are some people here for the first time, and I love that you're here for the first time. And I know there's some people back that were here before, and I'm just so pleased. We are so pleased as a community that you're here. But I just want you to know that even though we don't really know you, we do know something about you. And I've got a list a mile long over on this side, so we might as well will you help me get started with them? Yeah. Okay. You are magnificent. Oh, did you know that? Did you know you're magnificent? Yeah. So, everyone's like going, don't do it, don't. Yes, you are magnificent. We can't hear that enough. So, if you would like to join with me, as we all remember together and just remember who we are. I am magnificent. And because we are never just flying solo, what do we say? We are magnificent. And because we have, oh, look who we have on the live stream today. That would be Orion back there. Orion is making sure, and Jonathan is making sure that we can be heard and we can be seen internationally because we are a global community. So we'll not hold back anymore. There's a camera. You'll see it. I always look at the clock, but actually it's above the clock. And there's a whole bunch of people in there watching us, drinking their coffee in their air-conditioned place. And they would like us we'd like to tell them what we know about them. You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right, down to the cat, wherever you want to. Let them know who they are. You are magnificent.
You are magnificent.
You are
Where is
magnificent.
The cat?
Huh?
Is the cat here?
In fact, she went up on the table. And she, What's this? Is this the...
Yeah. Invite Diane up.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
Wouldn't that be nice if we woke up every morning and all of us were there doing that to us when we woke up? You're
we
magnificent.
can.
Maybe not. Okay, so maybe the waking up to all of us is not the best plan that we could possibly have.
So our next moment is going to be with Reverend Diane, and also to invite Kyle and Luis back up. And
we're
if you
gonna
didn't recognize, that is Luis.
That is Louise.
I think.
No.
Right.
Wouldn't that be funny if it wasn't?
He said he was a messenger of love. Close the door behind you, please. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Diane Decker. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. This is our time of connecting with the earth, with the Aina, blessing the land that we get to call our sacred space, because it's not our sacred space, is it? It's the sacred space. And so I invite you to turn within and remember within yourself that God is in and through everything, seen and unseen. That it moves in and through the winds we feel, the waves we witness at the ocean, the sun shining on us. It is under our feet, and we feel it supporting us. And so in this moment, I remember the truth that God is right where I am. It is in and through everything, in and through this very earth that we stand on. And I am so grateful for sacred space in this community. You know, this place was sacred space before we got here. It has always been. It has always been. And as stewards of this place, we maintain the sacredness of this space. And so I give thanks that the divine energy is flowing in and through this earth. It is flowing in and through each one of us. It is flowing in and through everything, everywhere present is that divine. And so as that divine energy flows in and through me, I notice that right where I am, perfect health is. I notice that right where I am, divine abundance enough to meet every need is. I notice that love and peace are. And so I give thanks that everything necessary for a full and sacred life is provided by this land. It is provided by the Spirit of loving God within each one of us to bring forth the goodness that is available to us right here in this place, right here, right now. And so knowing that is true for each one present, each one within the sound of my voice, and each one as we send this vibration of love out into the world knows that they are loved, they are peace, they are joy, they are provided for. What a gift. What a blessing. And so I release this word to the law of mind and spirit, allowing it to come forth in and through me in the right and perfect way, allowing it to come in forth through each one of us in the right and perfect way as we express exactly who we are right here and right now. And so it is.
As I travel from place to place, some familiar and some strange, to hear the the ancient chantings of our home. As I listen to the stories, my eyes have seen the glory. So let us raise our voice in song to save our land. All Kaua'i stand together. It is now and forever to raise our voices and hold your banners high. We shall stand as a nation and guide the destiny of our generations to sing and praise the glory of our land. Within stone walls and cities of refuge, we learn the sacred ways. Upon Waipiho Valley floor, the ancient battles rage. From the barren slopes of Kaua'i and the shores of Kahana Bay, we shall claim our land from the barking sands to the shores of Hanalei. Awailoa kulikikako kupaame kalokai e kalame kalimole. Oni paakako alana kila na kini eola 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 na kini. From the fiery pit of Tutulele, I hear my mother's call. Oh, Tutukane and Mauna Kea, send their love to all. To stand as one beneath the sun. Blessings from Haleakala for our sweet Ka'ala and Waialeale, where the greatest waters fall. All Kaua'i stand together. It is now and forever to raise our voices and hold your banners high. We shall stand as a nation and guide the destiny of our generations to sing and praise the glory of our land. Hawaiiloha ulikikako kupaame kalokai e kukalame kalimole. Oni paakako alana kila na kini eola 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 na kini eola 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 na kini eola 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 na kini.
That's beautiful. Thanks. Mahalo. Give it up again for him. We have not a trick for you today, but we have a treat. And the treat is this. When we have wonderful reverends and doctors or whoever visiting, we like to have them join in our message. We call it Tag Talk. And what we do is we're going to divide it into three, and they'll come up and do a 10-minute power talk, then they'll pass it on to the next, and then you have your complete message for today. Sound good? Who has ever heard of Flat Stanley? When you were kids, you sent that Flat Stanley all around, and well, we have Flat Ernest. This is Ernest Holmes, who decided to join with us today, and thanks to Rev Laura. Wherever she goes, Ernest is sure to follow, and he is now with us today. So I'll let you see him as well. So that is the first person coming up in this wonderful tag talk is Reverend Laura. I had forgot to say, last week she was here and you met her then, but she's been around. Her husband has joined her, Greg. Yes. And they have been around and they have been in this Ohana and have been just a part of our hearts for a long time, and it feels like for absolutely forever. But last time I told you that Reverend Laura graduated for the Holmes Institute, but then Reverend Diane also graduated from the Holmes Institute too. I was thinking of that when I got in the car. So that is your first guest. I'm going to tell you something. She is dynamic. She is wonderful. She gives us wonderful suggestions from afar, and we use them. So come on up. I was going to say, call her doctor already. Grab the coat. Reverend Laura, yes. Where are you from, sweetheart? Oregon?
Yes, I am.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this on? All right. Well, I'm a little confused. I thought I had 20 minutes. So. Got it. Hi, my name is Reverend Laura Stewart, and I am visiting from Southern Oregon. And I get to talk this morning about one of my new favorite F words. I wasn't too keen about this word before until I really started playing around with it and thinking about its impact on my life and what it really means. Because I don't know about you, we've got these trigger words, that kind of rub us the wrong way. And for me, fear has been an intimate part of my life for a long time, and it's one of those words. And I've got to tell you, when you step into religious science, where we know and we're taught that our thoughts create our realities, that what we put our attention on grows, and it manifests, and it becomes more and more, I start to feel a little guilty when I'm feeling fearful. Like, I shouldn't be feeling that way. And oh my God, then where are my thoughts are going, and what am I creating, and on and on and on down the rabbit hole I go. So I've had a lot of fun working on this for the last couple of days. A few weeks ago, Rita and Patrick were talking about how comparison is the thief of joy. Well, I truly believe that fear robs us of our dreams. Comparison for me has shown up in a lot of different ways where I was hoping they would come. Now I'm just waiting for the ambulance. We get to hear that every Sunday when we watch. So, yeah. So let's see, where was I? So comparison for me is something that happens in the present moment. It's when I am feeling not enough. I'm looking at what other people are doing and feeling like I'm not living up to my potential or theirs or what I think I should be doing. And I really, really experienced it my first year of school, where I was taking classes, and there are these brilliant people in these classes, and the stuff that is coming out of their mind and onto paper and into the classes was effing blowing my mind. It's like, where do these I don't belong here. Whoa, I am in way over my head. And what I realized really quick was I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't honoring the gifts that I have. And as a result of that, I wasn't celebrating what other people had to offer. So I really began to recognize that when I am feeling like I'm in competition with others or I'm in comparison, that there's some fear there. And usually it's not enoughness, not good enoughness, all of that enoughness stuff. Fear for me is the next thing after that. Once I'm more aware of when I'm comparing, often what'll creep up is fear. And what fear does is it tells me that I don't know enough to get from here to there. Or more importantly, it's like, don't you dare go in that direction. For one reason or another, it holds me back. And what I've come to realize is I'm holding me back. It's really easy to say I'm afraid of something and that's why I'm not doing something, but I kind of end up allowing it to hold me back and hold me down. So fear robs us of daring to step out beyond our sense of who we are, and it holds us back from who we can become. And we can be absolutely anything. And just so you know, I have always said I'm going to be a minister in Kauai. And look at me. I am a minister in Kauai speaking on a Sunday. I'm getting to eat the chocolate. And it feels really, really good. I've had to come to peace with fear's a indicator that I need to go a bit farther than what I'm allowing myself to go. You know, we have fears that we have been raised with that are from experience. You know, don't play in the street. Don't put your hand on the stove. Don't run with scissors. Whoever came up with that idea was a little crazy, but all of these things that we're taught. But then there's also all of the stuff in our imagination, the fears that we create. And I was thinking about this time of year when they have all sorts of scary movies on TV, and I cannot stand scary movies. I am not a fan. I don't like holding those things in my mind. I don't like the images. I don't like how they make me feel. And you know what's amazing about having scary horror movies on TV is that I can change the channel, and I will very quickly. As soon as I hear that music, you know, as soon as you see the ski mask come out, say Freddy Krueger, and I'm switching that channel quicker than a cat running away from a rocking chair. No offense, Quanta. And it's really interesting, as I was thinking about this whole topic, was I'm really quick to change that channel, but gosh darn it, why am I so inclined to hold fearful thoughts in my mind? Why do I choose to do that? There's something weird about harboring thoughts in my mind that I don't want to see happening, and yet I do it over and over and over again. So, a person very near and dear to me once said, if we're going to make this shit up, why not make it up in our favor? And I use that over and over and over again. That's freaking brilliant, because it's true. I'm working with somebody also who's kind of along the same lines, and when we were talking about my husband and I moving to Kauai, he asked me to make a list of 100 things that I most want to be, do, or have. And when I met with him last week, he's like, do you know why I asked you to do that? 100. It's a lot. It's a lot. And what I realized is all the fears that I have, all the things that I say I want, but don't actually actively pursue. And making that list is wonderful, because it really starts to give my attention and my energy a direction to go. It's so, so easy to take the road that's comfortable. It takes a lot of courage to step beyond that and to really say, this is what I want. Brene Brown said, you can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you can't choose both. And I like that. I don't want my urn or funeral pyre or whatever it may be say she had all these dreams, but she was too afraid to follow them. What I want my parting words to be is she dreams so big and moves so quickly in the direction of her dreams that her fears could not keep up with them. Namaste.
I wonder who that special person was. I have said that many times. With imagination, we're working all these things up, right? And we never go, wow, what if everything works out perfectly for me? You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll get the job. I probably will if I want it. You know, I mean, no, it's like, well, if I'm not this, I'm not that. So I'm glad you brought that up. We're going beyond fear today because we have a choice. We have a choice to go beyond the fear. Fear, and this is what, there's one little caveat that we have to work with is, and I don't want to hear, you know, Patrick, sometimes fear is healthy for us. Okay, that's true. When I'm walking out there and a car comes and yeah, I understand that. But we're not going to argue for our limitations today. We're going to actually say, you know what? There's certain fear that I allow to be that is not healthy for me. It is not healthy in my body. I can feel it. You know, when your heart's racing and you're sitting there thinking, I don't think this is good for my heart, for me to get this and there's nothing happening. We're the tiger running, but there's nothing chasing us except what's in our mind. I heard this it's absolutely great quote, and where I got it from was Kathy Bates. Does everyone know Ms. Bates, speaking of scary? She said that she pins this in her script because she's insecure when she starts a film and through a film. And I just got God bumps. What's great about that is that you go, well, Kathy Bates has done 1 million films. What would she absolutely be afraid of? Well, I don't know, but she's insecure and she's still successful, by the way. So we don't have to wait till we're not afraid anymore before we move forward. This is the one. She got it from Dune. If you're wondering what that was, I thought you had 2 more minutes, so I put a cough drop into my thing. But now it's gone. So Frank Herbert. Does anybody ever hear that? The litany? Yes. The litany against fear. From Dune, she was all into this, and she was on a talk show. So I'm going to read it for you, and we're going to play with it for just a few moments. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. When the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. And I just went, wow. That's a mouthful, man. That's a statement that says, fear is here, and I spend so much time trying to avoid the fear that if we let it like a river move through us, like in meditation, when the stuff comes. I was in meditation the other day, and all these weird, I'm going to repeat it again, weird things were popping up. Instead of me analyzing it, I just let it go. And it was like, oh, well, that was easy. I should do that with my eyes open as well. So speaking of horror films, how many of you have ever seen a horror film? How many of you, and you don't have to say, how many of you like horror films or psychological thrillers? Jesus. The way, if this were a church, and it's not, I would say, why are you lying to me? First of all, I lived a horror film, if you read my book once again, but I'm going to tell you something. For some crazy reason, I like horror films. I remember the first one was Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, what is it? Jaws. But I liked more psychological thrillers because it was like human behavior. Now, this is what I never thought I could tie science of mind treatment into a horror film, but I'm going to try. I'm going to absolutely try. I don't know. I don't have my timer with me, but but here it is. So, This is what I questioned and had to look up. There's a horror film going on, and and they're in the house, right? And the phone rings, of course. And then she picks it up and, hello? And he says, I see you. Oh my God. And she's, who is this? Who is this? Who is this, right? And you're thinking, oh my God, what? He's in the house. He's in the house. And I'm going, oh God, is she going to get out? Why are you calling me? Do you really think you can get away from me? Oh my God. And then there's another voice. Then she hangs up the phone, and the phone rings, and it's her friend. Shelley, get out. He is in the house. I'm standing outside your house. I see him walking up on the second floor. Okay. She makes it. She's saved, right? She runs to the door, and what the hell does she do? She's free. But oh no, she turns around and goes back in the house. Why? Why would you do that? Especially when we're all screaming at the television or movie that we're going, get out! Get out! And she's like, no, maybe my friend's up there, maybe I should. Why do we turn back into fear? And here's the great thing. Intuition came to save her. Get out of the house, make the left-hand turn, and move slowly and leave. He's upstairs. Thank you, intuition. I don't know. Should I follow my intuition or go up the damn stairs to where the killer is? Now, that's the scene set. We are constantly, I think you know where we're going here. She's going, uh-huh. I am constantly guided and protected in every single moment. Every moment I have a phone call, if I just will allow it to be answered by me. And it says, I love you. You can, what do I need? I need guidance right now. And if I open up to it, it's there for me. And I go, yeah, but for some reason, and this is what they said in, the absolute definite truth of all truths from Wikipedia. No, it says, in horror films, characters often go back. So see, I'm not the only one who asked the question. Into the house despite seemingly escaping a killer because it serves as a plot device to heighten the tension and create a false security. Essentially forcing the character to confront their fears and making the situation more dangerous for them, ultimately leading to a more dramatic climax. Okay. Sometimes I have been known to be addicted to drama. Obviously, because I'm watching horror films. So that's the message. We don't have to live a horror film. We can change the channel. We can listen to that incredible part of us that says, I want you to live life to the fullest. You don't have to go back in there. It'll be taken care of. Living life to the fullest, beyond the fear. And to let it just... Fear is my way of thinking I'm in control, by the way. We have this cat, and this will be my last little story. We have this cat, and we want to control it so it doesn't get hurt. Ever been there? We don't want to get hurt, so we want to control it. But sometimes we just have to let it go. I have a power, and so does every single person in this room, and we get to use it in every moment. Every moment. So the intuition that we have is what we call the law, and that is always on our side. So I'm going to choose today, to let go of any addiction I have to fear, of drama, or anything else that I think is going to, and the only reason I'm addicted to it is because it can stand in my way of having exactly what I want. None of you, but I'm just saying, that's what happens to me. So today, I'm hearing Spirit say to me, Patrick, get out of the house. The door is open. Then I look at the stairs, and I'm thinking, I can fix that. I can fix that. Nah. I am free. Namaste. And speaking of fearless, who do we have here but, woo, Witchy Poo.
Wow. Where do I go now? Okay, I'm throwing my notes out, except for one thing. Okay, so I grew up with a lot of fear. I had a lot of fear in my house. Everybody, my parents were afraid of a lot of things. And I know that a lot of the fear I have came from that. So we live in one mind, right? And when we're kids, we're like really susceptible to what our parents say to us and stuff. And so, I mean, I remember my mother just standing on the beach looking at me while I was swimming, being sure that I was going to drown, you know. That kind of stuff, or airplanes or whatever. But you know what I know? And this is what I've come to learn. And somebody said it to me a couple of Sundays ago when I was talking about some things in my life that I've overcome. And that is that I'm a DNA breaker. You can be a DNA breaker. That's what our evolution is all about right now. So if you grew up with things that are not empowering you, and you might think, oh, well, that's just the way I am, that's the way my parents were, whatever it is, you can shift it. You can be a DNA breaker. Now, how are you going to do it? Your brain is like really wired for whatever that is. It's wired to be afraid of whatever. But you can take a moment and you can turn it around. Do you know that we all have something called faith? Faith is where fear is, and we say this in our teaching, fear is faith misplaced. That's what it is. We all have faith. Faith is not something that, it's an energy. It's something that we have that brings things into manifestation, faith. It's an energy. It's not like a belief. It's not anything like that. It's an energy. And we have faith. We all have it. But the question is, where are we putting our faith? Where are we putting our faith? Are we putting it in other people? Are we putting it in be afraid of this? That's faith in some kind of fear that you have. We all have faith. So the antidote, yes, to fear is to change it, to shift it to faith. And that's a big step, because you want to look at your outside conditions and say, oh, well, that's real. No, it's not real, because in every single solitary moment, you are creating something new. That's what we know. We're not living in deterministic life where everything has to be the way it was and is. We are living in a field of energy that's constantly recreating from itself and constantly changing. So, faith is something we can turn to. The example this morning with the cat. One of my biggest fears was the cat's going to run out in the parking lot, somebody's going to hit it. Well, why would I want to think that? And that's totally against what I believe in this philosophy, to put my faith in that, like to start picturing that and thinking about that and worrying about it. And so I had to stop myself immediately and go, like Patrick was saying, I have to let go. I have to know that she's safe and that she is living her life. She's doing her thing, and I can't control that. I can't control anything. All I can do is control my own way of looking at it, my own thoughts. And so I turn to faith, that everything, and I always do that. I'm guided, I'm guarded, I'm protected. Diane said that in her treatment this morning before the service. I'm guided, I'm guarded, and I'm protected at all times. And what are the things we're afraid of? Sometimes we're afraid of death, afraid of losing somebody. These are all things that can be fear. But what that's saying is to us, it's normal to probably feel that way, but it's saying that we really don't believe what we believe. So we know where we have to do our work. If we fear death, then we have to work on what does that mean? What is death? We have to sit with it. We have to look. It doesn't mean don't look at what you're afraid of, that you just turn away and go, no, I'm not afraid of that, and you stuff it down. No, you look at it, and then you shift it, and you come up with something different for yourself. And you keep working on it because you're a DNA breaker, and you're going to change whatever it is that you need to change in order to live the full. And what the two people before me were saying, Laura and Patrick, I was almost saying Laura and Greg, Laura and Patrick, that we have the right to live these joy-filled and amazing lives, and that we can take this thing called faith and use it. And I'm going to give you a little mantra that I had. 2021, during the insurrection, the next day or something, I was really terrified. And I wrote a blog about it in my book. I was scared. And I went outside because I thought everything's falling apart. The world's got to be falling apart. How could something like this happen? Blah, 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 going into my fear mode. And I was outside in the backyard, and I looked up, and I saw the stars. And the sky was like filled with stars. And when I looked at those stars, I realized that they were there, and they were always going to be there. They're like my representation of the changeless, the thing that's within us that never changes. It's always there for us. It is the changeless. It's the ground of being. It is the very essence of who we are. And I got that in that moment, and I realized that that was what I had to ground myself in. So whenever I would get afraid, I would say, look at the stars. Look at the stars. This beautiful, immense universe that is that we are a representation of. It is all within us. Remember the stars. And so whenever I'm afraid, I say that to myself. Remember the stars. And if I have the opportunity to look at them, I know. But I know they're there even when the sun is out, right? They're still there because they never, ever go away. And neither does that place within us. It never, ever, ever goes away. So we have something we can turn to at all times. So remember the stars. What happened to Kyle? Where is he? Oh, there he is. I know he has a song for us right now. Remember the stars.
Remember.
Look into your eyes. It's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold, just like them old stars. I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. But how old is your soul? And I won't give up. Skies get rough, I'm giving you all my love. Still looking up, and when you're needing your space to do some navigating, be here patiently waiting stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. I don't wanna be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make a difference I can make. Our differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got. Yeah, we got a lot at stake. And in the end, you're still my friend. At least we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without the world caving in. I had to learn what I got, what I'm not, and who I am. I won't give up on us, 'cause even if the skies get rough, we've got a lot to learn. Still looking up, still looking up. No, I won't give up on us. God knows I'm torn enough. We've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. 'Cause I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love, still looking up.
We won't give up on us ever.
No.
None of us. Not our world, not our planet. Everything will never give up on us. Ever. Thank you, guys. Or whoever you are. He likes remaining a mystery.
As our beautiful Malama team comes forward, there's an interesting Malama team member over there. You look great, Anna.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cute as bugs.
So this is our time of giving and helping to support this center and helping us to do wonderful things in the world and for ourselves, and to have a place where we can meet and where we can rev each other up and just to really be the best versions of ourselves. So thank you for what you give today that allows this to go forward and stay here beautifully planted here on this island and out in the world. Thank you to everybody online. Thank you for all the ways you give, whether you just do it every month online or whether you write a check every week, whatever you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful. So let's have the Malama team come forward, and I will.
All that I've seen, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far, and all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
We love you. It's perfect. All right, so let's just take a moment to give gratitude for everything, for our lives, for this beautiful place that we get to live, Kauai, for the beautiful, amazing energy of who we are in every single moment, for this center, and for everything in this basket. I just give thanks, and knowing it goes forth to heal and prosper all of us. And so it is. So it is. Thank you.
Today, just a few announcements. Today at 4 o'clock, you can look at her.
I hope she's not hot. It looks awfully warm.
So today at 4 o'clock, we have dances of universal
You got it.
peace.
Actually, good to show 3:30 at the level of the 3:30. And start talking before, and the theme is lifting the veil of our indigenous
We need you to be on a microphone. Nobody's going to hear you. Here.
What,
here,
living
here.
the what?
Number one, just read it and say it in there.
Lifting the veils with our indigenous ancestors. So we're touching on the roots of lots of cultures, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. We got a really good live band, and I know that there's going to be lots of spirits and imaginary friends, but it's also good to have some incarnated beings. So, and if you need to know more, ask me after the service.
There you go.
Don't let him scare you.
Once
All
a
right.
month here at the center. And tomorrow we have choir practice, which I believe the choir is getting ready for
Thanksgiving.
their Thanksgiving. And actually before that, the telethon.
Yes.
Yes.
You want
And
to tell
so-
them about the telephone?
No, we'll just go with the thing. Let's talk about bringing the dream forward. Yesterday, we had an absolutely wonderful, it's a new program that we have started, that Rita and I have started, a workshop mini retreat. It's only, not only, but it's limited to 6 people only. And it is a day to remember. A couple of them are here. Raise your hands in case they want to. Next week we're going to have a little surprise from it. But anyway, we started it. It was actually birthed with the nurturing of our reverends and our practitioners, and we tried it out in this one way, and then we decided this would be a beautiful way to that other people could get involved in. So yesterday we had 5 incredible dream makers and turning it into their dreams into reality, and it's an all-day thing from 9 in the morning to 3.
Food included.
And we do, and you get us, well, her, cooking and doing a whole bunch of stuff for your day. The reason I bring it up is because last time that we announced it, it was filled in about a day, 24 hours, which is a record for our center. But I'm telling you today because right after today, when we work, we're going to put it out to people that come on island. We're going to put it out to other and on the marketing thing. So if you are interested today, you could actually sign up. It is now open, 6 only.
Tell them the date.
And it is for the new year, so January 11th. And you say to yourself, we have no idea what we're doing January 11th. You know Kauai. It's like, what do you mean January? That's a lifetime. Well, it may be a lifetime, but it'll be filled by the end of the week. So, invitation. Yoga Flow with Jeanette Bloom.
Yeah, it's been very powerful. So every Tuesday morning, Jeanette, she's an amazing yoga teacher, is here doing yoga on the beautiful labyrinth with mats and all of that. 8:30 in the morning on Tuesdays, 8:30 to 9:30,
Right.
and Come Contemplate is our healing circle. We're bringing it back this month. It'll be on Tuesday night at 6:30. We will do a guided meditation. Hello, guys, girls, whoever's out there. We will do a guided meditation. We will have some music, and we will also have a chamber of prayer with our practitioners. So if you have something you want to shift in your life, come join us. We'll be sitting in a beautiful circle, and please bring your energy to that. Tuesday night at 6:30. And next Tuesday is Election Day. And we have decided to keep the center open from 10 to 5, not to do anything besides keep the peaceful light going. So we'll have the labyrinth, we'll have some coffee outside, we'll have, you can come in and meditate, you can just be here to hold the light during Election Day so that we have a peaceful, wonderful, amazing election, all right? So
it'll be here, there'll be coffee going, it'll just be like that one place you can go,
Yeah.
oh man,
So
I'm gonna I'm
It's
gonna
not
tell
about
my-
politics, just so you know that. It's not about talking about it or any of that. It's just coming and holding peace.
Yeah,
That's
we're not
all.
going to have big screen television where everybody's heart. No, it's
No,
gonna
no,
be-
no.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then anything else you want to talk about?
I do want to talk about the Seasons of Love telethon that's coming up on November 16th from 10 in the morning to 4. It is something that is such a global. I remember, I always think of Margaret and Duncan. They said, we watched the whole thing. I went, the whole 6 hours? And they said, yeah, we just kind of started it, and before we knew it, it was over. This was birthed because of Melissa Mojo in our board meeting that when we were going through the pandemic, and we were wondering how we were going to continue. And she said, why don't we do like Jerry Lewis did, do a telethon? And we said, whoa, maybe so. So we're on our 5th annual. Because of that telethon, we actually moved here because we raised the money to do that. People have been asking, is there anything you can do for us, for our community? The best thing you can do besides volunteer is get the word out. And how that works is tell people you know, it doesn't matter where they are, we're a global community. So just get the word out there. And speaking of which, we have everything set as much as you can think you're in control, but we have everything going nicely. But one thing we do need is to assist Jonathan Lee, and that is our wonderful sound man. I just gave him today, he sets the whole thing up, and we have to plug in and do it. It's not throughout the years you make it easier and easier, right? But it's the first time in here. So we call it a stage manager where we come from, but he's kind of the stage manager. We need people to help plug in and get this from scene to scene and performance to performance. So if you can, talk to Jonathan.
Yeah, and people that are good at taking directions and being calm.
And being calm, yes.
Jonathan?
Right,
Yeah.
and then last but not least, and there's audience, that's a part of our fundraiser too. Excuse me, it's $10 a seat per hour. So the schedule's back there, and if you want to, say, oh, I want to come between these hours, and you all know that Miss Cheryl's coming too, and she's doing a big giveaway for that wonderful little jewelry. I'm looking at him because he said I'm going to get it.
One last thing is that we are having a Thanksgiving potluck here on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I think it's the 24th.
Whatever,
So
right after.
you can sign up for that.
Sign up for that, and also we're going to give an announcement for the All Saints. They've been doing it for 25 years, and we were so blessed last year because I said, I would always love to do it. And our place, we spoke there, because it was interfaith, and we had all the people giving the food and sending it out. It has ended. So they want us to get the word out that it will not be happening this year. And so we said we will do our best. The reason I'm blessed is because I always wanted to experience it, and I didn't go to it, and now
The reason it ended is because they lost their caterer, and they couldn't get anybody else that would want to feed that many people. It's a very big job. And so they just were, well, what are we going to do? And so they ended it. But, 25 years is a long run, I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
so let's give it up for them, because that was a lot of years. I know a lot of people, they're very disappointed, but we are allowing change to take place the best that we can, and we move forward to something even more dynamic and new. And Anna, I'm just going to let them know. If you'll look back there, right there, that beautiful Anna, that's you. Oh, yeah. She has a very big treat for our birthday Sunday. What do you have back there for us?
We have pumpkin cupcakes, one for everybody here for birthday Sunday. And then Kiana has a lot of other.
So
What do we
Kiana is
know
back
about
there,
them?
and she does this a couple times a month, and with her cohort, our beautiful Ron, who was also at the workshop yesterday. Can we give it up for Kiana? Thank you. And birthday. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and so pleased to know that we're going to stay and hold the space here. We're not going to go running back to the food. It'll be out in plenty of time, so we're going to hold the space for Kyle and Luis while they have an amazing closing song, okay? So we're going to give a few thank yous right now before we close.
But we're going to also sing Happy Birthday.
And we're going to
so
sing
whenever
Happy
you wanna do
Birthday.
that.
You want to do that first?
Yes.
Let's do Happy Birthday. Okay, we're going to do Happy Birthday first.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday.
October, baby.
October birthdays.
Birthday.
And Sue Buckley.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes, it's actually Sue Buckley's birthday today.
Sue Buckley's back there.
All right, so let's just take a moment to give our thank yous. Kyle, just play softly in the background. Let's give a few thank yous to Laura Stewart, Reverend Laura, thank you. And Reverend Diane Decker, who's our practitioner of the day, for her wonderful treatment and her blessing of the land, her meditation. To Anna and Angela, who are our Malama team, yay. To Sue and Angela, I guess Angela's really on duty today, doing the collection stewards today. They were counting the abundance back there. To Ron Stower, to Leslie, to Kiana for hospitality, and whoever else helps. And to Peggy Jerry, who's in the bookstore, yay.
Joe Dispenza.
And oh yeah, Joe Dispenza's books are now here if you're interested in any of his books. So we finally got them. Charles is not here, but Ryan flew solo today. Woo!
Yeah.
He flew solo today. And Jonathan for our beautiful sound expert back there. And let's see who else. And who else? Kyle and Louise. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And to all of you, so let's just take a deep breath together. And I'm going to invite the practitioners to come forward. If you have anything that came up for you and you would like a little special spiritual mind treatment, they're here for you. Reverend Diane, are you on duty today? Yes? Okay, and Reverend Laura and beautiful, amazing Roseanne and Peggy. So let's take a deep breath and just center ourselves and just give thanks for this beautiful, amazing time that we've had together, knowing that we go forward from here moment by moment by moment, going beyond our fear, going to faith in every single moment and turning to that one power, that one light, that one love. That's what we take with us today. I'm so grateful. And so I just let it be. And so it is.
So it is.
Eye of the tiger.
Everybody has the eye of the tiger, Margaret? All right, let's all get up and give them the eye of the tiger.
Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man in his will to survive. So many times it happens so fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds, still we take to the street, for we kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Rising up straight to the top. I had the guts, got the glory. Away the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with